Hello Del and welcome to Swimtherapy. It's the 5th of September 2024 and today we looked at freestyle and breaststroke. Now freestyle looks better, the strokes are much longer, you're getting a lot more distance per stroke than we have done previously, so it's a definite improvement. We need to look at the height of elbows. We can just see where the elbows are dropping down a tad at the start of each catch. We need to get those arms to stick a bit more. Along the same lines, we're going to look specifically at breathing pull. Just because when you take a breath, the left arm tends to fall down much quicker, which in turn means you lose the majority of that pull. So, started off with this drill. Arms by your side, kicking, and then one arm at a time, stick, bend and pull. Sticking wider than normal, and then bend and pull. The reason I say stick wide, occasionally you have a tendency just to reach in slightly towards the head. So if you can get the arm to stick at what feels like 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, it'll give a clear route for the elbows to then go backwards. Steer clear of the body, particularly on the second half of the pull. We then did a more alternating version of this drill, where we're just going to say stick wide, bend and switch. Stick wide, bend and switch. Okay. You can see there now where we're getting that forearm vertical much earlier, and we're nowhere near the body. Good thing is, going into full stroke, it should be fairly similar to that in terms of keywords and timing. You can see when you watch this freestyle now, catch is much earlier, elbows are much higher in comparison to the start, where you can see it drops down. Sometimes we don't really bend until much later, if at all, on some of those. So really important we get that early vertical forearm back in action. When you become tired, I think sticking becomes harder, so keep an eye out for that. We then looked at the breathing pull more specifically. First exercise, simple but effective. You're kicking, breathing and holding the left arm up at the surface for the whole thing. This is just to give you some awareness of where that arm needs to be while you breathe, and to make sure you've got stability in the arm. We then did a follow on from this, where you're going to be getting ready to turn this into a pull. Breathe and then bend, breathe and then bend, as so. While you breathe, you've got to really reach up high with that arm. It's that moment there that's the hardest bit. Okay, so you've got to work really hard on elevating the arm every time the breath is taken. We then did some single arm freestyle. Keyword becomes stick and breathe and bend. Stick and breathe, so as soon as the hand makes contact with the water, you take your breath. And as soon as the head returns, you bend the elbow. And then into full stroke, exactly the same thing. Obviously focus on that left arm. When you watch your breathing pull now, it doesn't drop at all, which means the breathing pull is just as powerful as a non-breathing pull. It'll make sure you're more balanced, get you engaging your lats more on that left side as well. Particularly if you go back to the beginning and look at a breathing pull on this one, and you'll see where the arm just collapses down. Okay, so that's what we need to do with free. They're both quite catch based goals, but I think if you can improve that catch, I think rotation should improve, because you can almost use the pull for a bit of leverage. We then got going with some breaststroke. Now breaststroke also looks better. We've got a bit more streamlining there. We need a bit more height and the kick to be slightly earlier. And we're going to tie that in with your pull, because we're pausing a little bit. You see as those elbows come in towards the chest, they pause slightly, which is causing you to sink a little bit. We're also going to look at something really important, which is the setup of your kick. At the minute, knees are a bit too wide, feet are a bit too close, which in turn makes it difficult to turn your feet out, and you get less water. Kick obviously is a bit wide as a result. So we actually started off with the kick side of things. Keywords are knees in, feet out. So knees are in, feet are turning out, and that's the position that we're after there. A visualization that worked for you is imagining the feet need to head towards the hips. Okay. Much better. Now once we had done that, we did 2 kicks, 1 pull as a bit of a way to practice it. So you almost get the opportunity to feel it before you go into the full stroke. Same thing, knees in, feet out, aiming for the hips in 2 kicks, 1 pull, and then into the full stroke, exactly the same thing. So we've got that now as the setup of the kick. grab another one here. Much better. And one more. Not too far off on that one. Okay. So we just take this image as an example for now. And then go back to the start. If you look at where knees and feet are on that. And then look at where knees and feet are on this one. We then took a look at the front end of the stroke. Front crawl, kick, breaststroke, arms, just to isolate it. Now, keywords are feel, in, up. So feel, elbows stay straight. And you slowly feel the water to just outside shoulders. We then pull in and drive up to the surface. Now, remembering, feel should be done that little bit slower. And in and up should be done quickly. You got to be really careful when those elbows don't, when they come in, they don't hang around. And they get straight up to the surface. We then did it with some fly legs, and this is where the timing of the kick comes into it. So keywords are still feel, in and up, but you're using the fly kick to project the arms up to the surface. And that's exactly the timing I want you to have within your breaststroke. You can also do variations of this where you can do one fly, one breaststroke. You could do 2 of each or 3 of each, whatever you can kind of fancy with that, as long as you're trying to maintain the same timing on the breaststroke legs. Going into full stroke, same keywords. Let's go into this. Feel, in, up. Feel, in, up. Now the kick is earlier. The pull has a better tempo and a better height when it's recovering forwards. Particularly then, if we compare back to this one, where we pause when elbows come in, we dive deeper in between strokes, and the kick is later. So well done on both of those. Some slightly new skills and different kind of aspects of the stroke worked on. So take that away and get practice in, and then I'll see you soon to keep making this progress on your technique. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.